Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and I recently got this comment on a video. How did the writer of Revelation 13:16 know everyone on earth would be marked on the right hand or forehead? A concept which was not possible until the 20th century. So this is talking about the mark of the beast, which is supposed to go on the forehead or the right hand of the people who are followers of the beast or who fail to adequately follow Jesus. And the first thing to know about this is that it is not a prophecy about the future. It is intended to evoke conceptual imagery in the minds of first century CE followers of Jesus. And there are four main ways that it does this. The first two ways are related. You would mark an enslaved person frequently on the forehead with sometimes a tattoo or a cutting, or sometimes with just a sign of some kind. And we see this in Revelation and in Ezekiel. Earlier in Revelation, God was going to write their name on the foreheads of the people who overcome, of the people who are faithful to Jesus and to God. So that is a sign of possession. You are enslaved to that person, but it also means you're under their protection. And we see that in Ezekiel chapter 9, which starts off with Ezekiel saying that he saw 6 executioners step up to the altar in the temple, and then there was one man dressed in linen who had a writing kit with him. And God tells the man with the writing kit to go through the city of Jerusalem, and everyone who is abhorred at all the abominations and the wickedness in Jerusalem, the person with the writing kit is to put a mark on their forehead. And then afterwards, the 6 executioners go through Jerusalem, and God tells them to kill everyone, old men, young men, women, children, infants. Show no mercy to them because they do not have the mark. So the mark also indicates the person who is under protection from God. And we see a similar thing in the story of the Passover, where the mark over the doorposts and the lintel indicate that the destroying angel is supposed to pass over. So the first two senses that are supposed to be evoked by this imagery are one of enslavement and protection. Now, the third has to do with a kind of counterfeit worship practice. Jewish people around this time period were developing concepts of what we now call phylacteries. So you'll see a black box that has a strap that goes on the forehead, and then the strap comes around and wraps around the arm and ends in the left hand. Now, if you have a mark on the forehead and the hand, the only place in all the Bible where we see the forehead and the hand in close association with each other like that is in the instructions to write these certain passages from the Torah and keep them on frontlets between the eyes and engraven on the right hand. So that is the instruction that results in the practice of the phylactery. So if the beast has something that is on the forehead and then on the right hand, it's opposite of what God instructs. So it's like a counterfeit worship practice that is supposed to evoke imagery that we now associate with the phylactery. So we've got the notion of counterfeit enslavement to the deity, protection by the deity, counterfeit worship practices. And then the fourth sense in which the mark of the beast is on the forehead or on the hand has to do with money, because this is supposed to be the image and the name of the beast. And the beast is supposed to be associated with wicked Roman emperors, and particularly with Nero, but also potentially it's supposed to be more vague in general as a reference to the leaders of the Roman Empire. So coinage had the image, the face of the emperor, and also had their name on it. So in that sense, it's the image, it's the name of the beast, and you would normally exchange coinage with the right hand. And so if you are holding coinage in your right hand in first century CE Rome, you're holding images of the emperor, the name of the emperor, the image of the beast, the mark of the beast in your right hand. So this is not supposed to be a prophecy about specific things that are exactly supposed to come to pass like that. What apocalyptic literature does is it evokes and invokes emotional responses and conceptual imagery that is supposed to compel the hearer or the reader to better comportments, to behave better, to remain more faithful to the community of followers of Jesus. It's not a prophecy about the future. It's just an invocation, an exhortation to followers of Jesus to remain faithful and to remain unspotted from the evil empire all around them, so that they would not become part of the beast's empire. So it has nothing to do with understanding anything that would ever happen in the 20th or any other century. It's entirely addressed to the followers of Jesus at the end of the 1st century CE. So there's nothing in the book of Revelation that is awaiting us. It is all 2,000 years old, and we can move on with our lives. And the fit for this video has been the Spawn #1 cover.